Hi guys. You have usually seen me talking about some math concept from the school curriculum, but today I feel like sharing something related to math that's outside the textbook and school. I wrote a research paper on quadratic equations and it got published recently in a website. For me as a high schooler, I learned something very monumental which helped me to look at math from an entirely new perspective. I started looking at things around me to see if I can find math in it. Hence, I thought if I share my understanding here, it might ignite curiosity in people who come across this concept for the first time. So now, like any other kid, I was fascinated by various video games, and I knew that I had to learn computer programming to learn how to make these games. What hooked me into programming was the mathematical applications in order to be able to program successfully. And as a math enthusiast, I was thrilled to learn how mathematics is applied in video games and eventually in daily life activities. One such game with mathematical applications is Angry Birds, where quadratic equations are applied when the bird flies in the air and creates a parabolic curve. When I came across this, I was intrigued and decided to investigate quadratic equations, and I came across a very intriguing method. So now, this is the history of quadratic equations. During 1834 BCE, during the Babylonian era, they made clay tablets to record various things. It's really interesting to know that in order to solve quadratic equations, Babylonians used geometric approaches recorded on clay tablets called the terracotta tablet. Now, this is the Mediterranean era. This was led by two great mathematicians, Pythagoras and Euclid, where Pythagoras brought in a trigonometric approach and Euclid brought in a geometric approach. And these are the Indians. In 700 AD, numbers came into light by great mathematicians. This is the time when Hindu mathematicians invented the most prominent decimal and the life changing concept of zero, while it was unknown elsewhere in the world. And in Persia, mathematicians derived the quadratic equation. They used a new approach and rejected negative solutions. Jewish mathematician Abraham lived in Barcelona around 1100 AD and popularized the concept in Europe. In 1637, René Descartes published The Geometry, which contained the modern quadratic formula that we use. Now, these are the methods of quadratic equations. They consist of completing the square, splitting the middle term, the quadratic formula, and the new method. The first three methods are usually taught at school, and this new method is very exciting to me because we can find the value of imaginary roots as well. Additionally, I want to point out a few real life applications of quadratic equations. Quadratic equations can be seen in many sports like cricket, football, basketball, baseball, and badminton. The trajectory of a golf ball while hitting a golf ball also creates a parabolic curve, therefore, it's linked to quadratic equations as well. We can also find quadratic equations in bridges and fountains. Okay, that's it for today's video, guys. In today's video, I discussed the quadratic equations and my research paper on it. Thank you.